Okay everyone, so this is the next video for the task 9-2, which is to show you how to do subtotals in Excel. Okay, so this task is about how to do subtotals in Excel. So to complete this task you need the subtotal Excel file which I have opened, and then this is your question 9-2 from your workbook. I copied pasted the question in here. So this activity allows you to practice adding and removing subtotals. It also acts as a reminder on sorting data, as it is essential for subtotaling. So in this task you are going to learn how to add subtotals. Like take for example, you made different sales for January, February, March, April and so on. You want to know what is the total sales of January, what is the total sales of February. So that is your subtotaling. Because if you sold different products or different quantities in January, you want to know only the January subtotal, then only the February subtotal, etc. So subtotal helps you to calculate subtotals of the data based on the data however it is presented. So open the subtotal file in the activities workbook. So I opened the subtotal file already. This data is already subtotaled by product. So if you see, you can see the subtotals over here. The subtotals are done by product. So they are selling maybe 4 products in total. So they have got a subtotal of each and every product what they are selling. So this data is already subtotaled. First, what do they want you to do is they want to remove the subtotals. Okay, because you're just practicing. First they want to know if you know how to remove the subtotals, and then we can see how to add the subtotals later. So first we need to know how to remove the subtotals. So to remove the subtotals, highlight your whole sheet, not just the data. Highlight your whole sheet. Go to the data tab. Okay, so not home. You don't have this option in the home. You see on the top you have different options here. So go to the option which says data. So go to the data tab. On the data tab you have different sections. Okay, so usually on the right side of the screen, sometimes you may have a subtotal separately, or sometimes you may have something like this wherein you need to select the outline button here and you can see subtotal. Okay, so you can either find subtotal button directly on the outside, or you can click on this outline button and you can see different options: group, ungroup and subtotal. So choose the subtotal option. And the first section, they want to remove all the subtotals. So use this button over here which says remove all. So all the subtotals will be removed. So remove all, and now you can see all the subtotals are gone. And you can see the data is for different months, different products, different salespeople, etc. We did similar task like this when we were doing sorting also, but that is a different file and this is a different file. So now let's see what is the next thing we need to do. Sort the data by month and by product code. So we need 2 levels of sorting. First we want to sort the data by month, and then we want to sort the data by product code. So to sort the data, highlight your data. Come back to the home tab, and then we have sort and filter, and use custom sort. Okay, by month is January, February, March, and for product code you sort by A to Z. But first we want by month and then by product code. So go to sort and filter and choose custom sort. And then here you want to sort first the month. So select the column for month, sort based on the cell values, and the order is not A to Z or Z to A. We want the month list. So click on the custom list, and then you can see these options over here. Our month are spelt in full: January, February. So choose the last option, January, February, March, April, and say OK. So first you sorted by month, but they also want to sort by product code in the next level. So without closing this window, say add level. Now this time you want to sort by product code, and product code you can sort by A to Z because they did not tell you anything how to sort the product code. So product code, you have different products. We have product code starting with A, starting with W, starting with C, Q, etc. So product codes you can sort by A to Z. So month by January, February, March, and product code by A to Z. First the months will be sorted, and then the product codes will be sorted according to the months what you have done. Say OK, and now you can see how the data has been arranged. First all the months are sorted, and then within the months the product codes are sorted. So first you're starting with A, then K, then Q, and then W. So for each and every month, first all the Januaries are listed, then all the Februaries, and then all the March, and so on. So first the months are sorted, and then within the months the product codes are sorted. In the next section, what does it say? It says add a subtotal of sales quantity and revenue by month. Add a subtotal of sales quantity and revenue by month. So that means every time the month finishes, you want to add a subtotal for the quantity and you want to add a subtotal for the revenue. So subtotal over here means all this quantity should be added and all this revenue should be added every time the January month finishes. So like this you have to do for all the months: January, February, March, April, May until December. So let's see how do we add that subtotals. Highlight your data. Then Data tab to do the subtotals. Outline and choose subtotal option. Subtotal option. Click on that. You want to add subtotal at every month. So at every change in month, that is coming by default, so don't change it. At every change in the month, you want to add the quantities. So quantity total and revenue total. So you're not counting them, you are adding them. So change this function from count to sum. So at every change in the month, you want to do a total for the quantity and for the revenue. Unclick this district, we don't need this one. So for every change in the month, you want to add the quantity and the revenue. Currently there are no existing subtotals, so you don't have to change any options over here, and say OK. Once you do that, if you scroll up, you can see at the end of January we have a January total for quantity and for revenue. For February also we have total for quantity and revenue. If you choose grouping level 2, you can see only the totals. Grouping level 3 will show the full data, and grouping level 1 will only show the grand total. So once you add the subtotals, you can use grouping levels over here to only display the data what you need. If you only want to see the grand total and nothing, we use grouping level 1. If you only want to see the subtotals, use grouping level 2. And if you want to see all the data including the subtotals and the grand totals, we use grouping level 3. So once you add subtotals, these buttons will come automatically for you to see which data you want to see. So all the subtotals for quantity and revenue are now added. In the next step, add another subtotal by product code, keeping the other subtotals. So they want you to add one more subtotal for product code, but while you are adding this, they don't want the current subtotals to be removed. They want the current subtotals to remain as it is, and they want you to add one more subtotal for product code. Now if product code is a code, you cannot add them. Only thing you want to know is maybe how many different products you sold in January month. So you sold how many times? You told 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So different products are being sold, but each and every product is again sold by different salespeople. So when they say sum of the product code, they just want to know in total how many products are being sold. So that is not sum, it should be counting. You want to count how many products are sold. So now you want to add a subtotal by product code, leaving the other subtotals as it is. Select your data again. Go to the data tab, outline button again, subtotal again. Now first unclick this button, replace current subtotals. By unclicking that button, what happens is any changes you do, the current subtotals what you have will still remain there. But if you keep it on and then do another subtotal, these ones will get replaced. Okay, so before you do any changes, first unclick this button which says replace current subtotals, and then again at every change in the month, this time we want to count how many products are being sold. So select product code and then unclick the quantity and the revenue, because these were already done in the previous section. So at every change in the month, you're counting by product code. And unclick this, replace current subtotals, that button should be unclicked, and say OK. And you can see again, now for every month we have two new subtotals. We have the count for the product code. So in total in January 8 products are being sold, and then we have the quantity subtotal, and then we have the revenue subtotal. In the next section, they want you to select grouping level 3 to show the monthly product subtotal. So they want you to show grouping level 3. So we have different groupings level here, 1, 2, 3 and 4. They only want to select grouping level 3. So click on grouping level 3, and then you can see for every month January's count and January's subtotal. Then we have February count and February subtotal. And then we have the grand totals also. Okay, so this is what is this video for task 9-2. Thank you.